This video is going to be a bit different. It's about clarifying your queries. It's been months that I'm uploading videos and I see many comments on my channel about equity research roles. Although I try my best to address each one of your queries, but some of these questions deserve more than a one-line answer. So in this video, I have picked the 5 most common questions from my comments. These are related to switching into equity research, the combination of the degrees or the certifications required, the AI impact on the role, and the most important one, which is related to the salary. Here I will address a salary comment that deserves an honest answer. So if you are planning a career in equity research, I'm sure at least one of these could be your question. So stay till the end and I hope you will have a better clarity after watching this video. So let's start with the first comment, which is related to the salary for an entry level role. I want to address this properly because I think there was a genuine misunderstanding in one of my videos and someone commented, and I would say they are not entirely wrong. They mentioned that the entry level ER salaries are around 5 to 8 lakhs. And I want to clarify something here, that the numbers that I spoke in my video were post MBA numbers that ranged from 18 to 40 lakhs including bonus. So those were post MBA numbers. If you come in through a good MBA program, like if you have completed MBA from your IIM Ahmedabad, Bangalore, Calcutta, IIM Indore, IIM Kozhikode, IIM Lucknow, and then you get into equity research role at JP Morgan, Goldman Sachs, JM Financials, Morgan Stanley, you are looking at 30 to 45 lakh package. So yes, those packages exist and people do get them, but 5 to 8 lakh package is also a reality for some non-MBA entry level role, and also it depends on the graduation college, and if you add on your certifications like CFA level 1, 2 or 3, the salary keeps on increasing. So I should have been clearer about the distinction in my video, so thank you for pointing that out. But as you saw, that MBA does add value. If you can crack CAT and get into good MBA program, your brand that you will be entering will be significantly better and the package that you will be getting will be significantly better. So to summarize, without MBA, entry level ER could be 5 lakh, 8 lakh, 10 lakh, 12 lakh or 14 lakh max. Post MBA from a good college and getting into a top firm, you are looking at minimum 20 lakh package and it might go up to 40 lakh. So both paths are real. You just have to be clear about which path you are on and then plan accordingly. Next, this one, I keep getting this question in so many different forms: an accounting professional, an AML professional, a civil engineer who has been trading for 4 years, someone from tech with 7 to 8 years of experience, all asking me the same thing: can I get into equity research role or not? So here, look, my honest answer is it depends. Not on your background, actually, it depends on how many years of experience you currently have in your non-finance background role. So if you are, let's say, under 2 years, yes, genuinely yes, you still have enough time to pivot, build the right skills, get the right certifications, put in the work, and you can make that switch possible. Now, let's say if you are somewhere between 2 to 3 years of experience and you have no relevant finance experience like me, then honestly, certifications alone are probably not going to get you there. In that case, MBA is your possible best shot. A good 2-year program from IIM, MDI, SPGen, that's where you reposition yourself completely. And in fact, when you are there, don't just sit in classes, write CFA alongside, do finance projects with professors, participate in case competitions, take up live projects with companies. That combination is ultimately going to help you to reposition yourself. And then, let's say if you are beyond 3 to 4 years in a completely non-finance background, I am going to be very straight with you here. The switch in that case becomes extremely difficult. I know that's hard to hear, but I would rather tell you the truth than give you false hope and have you spend the next 2 years going in the wrong direction. Let's move on to the next one. I get this question a lot: is MBA mandatory for equity research or is BCom plus CFA enough? So we have talked about this in the first question, but let me tell you, the short answer is no. MBA is not mandatory. If you have a commerce background from BCom, BBA, CA, and you have cleared some level of CFA, that is honestly a strong enough combination to get your foot in the door. It might happen that you may not start at the best package, but you will find a way in. After a year or 2 years of solid experience, you start making your moves. Now, CA plus CFA, I personally think this is one of the best combos for equity research in India. If you have this, back it with financial modeling skills and you are in a really good position. But again, I would say MBA does add value, significant value actually. If you crack CAT and get into a good program, your entry brand changes completely. The firms you get into, the salary you start at, it's completely different. So if you can and if you want to, if you are really interested in doing MBA, you should, but it is not mandatory. So the next one of you asked me about technical analyst role and to make a video on CMT, which is Chartered Market Technician certification. And honestly, you are right, there is barely any good content on this on YouTube in India right now. So let me give you a proper picture here, and a full dedicated video is coming very soon. So CMT is Chartered Market Technician certification. It is gold standard certification for technical analysis worldwide, similar to the CFA, but it is more about price action, chart patterns, indicators, trading systems. So think of it as a CFA equivalent, but for the technical analysis world, not the fundamental analysis or a financial analysis. And it is not very popular. There are only 4,500 CMT charter holders globally. And if you want to compare it with CFA charter holders, there are 2 lakh CFA charter holders globally. So CMT is genuinely rare, and that exclusivity has its own value. Now, where do you actually work after getting this certification? Broking firms like Kotak, IFL, Motilal Oswal, these firms have dedicated technical research desk, and the roles that you will be working would be either called as technical analyst role or derivatives analyst or sometimes technical research analyst. So you come in at that level and you grow from there. Then there are independent research and advisory firms like Define Edge Securities, Goldilocks Premium Research. These platforms are built entirely around technical analysis. You can also apply there. And then honestly, the most exciting space right now for this particular certification is prop trading firms. Now, if you haven't heard this term, proprietary trading firms are companies that trade financial markets using their own capital. So they are not trading with the client money, they are using own money. So they hire traders and analysts to build and execute trading strategies. And firms like Tower Research Capital, IMC Trading, Adroit Financial, these are expanding very aggressively in India right now, especially in Gift City. To understand more about the career path, I would suggest you should do one thing after watching this video. Go to LinkedIn and search CMT, Chartered Market Technician. Just look at the profiles that come up and see where these people work, what roles they are in, how their careers have progressed, so as to understand how this certification is going to help. But if your goal is specifically fundamental equity research, then in that case CMT is not your path. CMT is for people who are genuinely drawn to trading, charts, derivatives, and short-term market analysis, not the fundamental analysis. If that is you, this is a serious, credible, and very underrated certification in India. And now the one I was most looking forward to answering: will AI take your equity research job? What's the impact of AI in equity research role? So here is what AI is genuinely doing right now. The first draft of funding summaries, it is doing that. Basic data compilation, it is doing that. Formatting and structuring research reports, excellent job in doing that. Screening stocks on financial ratios, it is aggregating news. So the grunt work that used to take a fresher or an analyst 3 hours daily, AI does that in just 10 to 15 minutes. And that is real, and I'm not going to pretend otherwise. But here is what AI absolutely cannot do, and this is the part that actually matters for your career. It cannot make a judgment call on whether a management team is trustworthy or not. It cannot read between the lines of a management commentary. It cannot do a channel checks, actually picking up the call and calling to vendors and the distributors and trying to understand what is happening in the company. It cannot go to competitors and understand what is really happening on the ground. It cannot build a conviction on a stock and defend it to a fund manager. And on top of that, it cannot understand India's specific nuances, promoter behavior, regulatory environment, local market dynamics. So AI generates output and this generate insight. And that's the distinction that is very important. So what you should actually do as a fresher to stay relevant is, first of all, learn to use AI tools. Start using Claude, start using Notebook LM, start using them for work right now. Summarize annual reports, draft your initial notes, screen companies. The analyst who uses AI to finish this in 30 minutes and spends the remaining time on deeper work is going to be far more valuable than the one who avoids it completely. Second, build a deep sector expertise. Pick one or two industry, become the person who knows that sector better than anyone in the room. And third, work on your communication skill, your conviction skill, because AI is not going to defend your thesis. It is you who will be sitting across client and will be convincing him or her to invest in a particular stock. So you have to build a good communication skill because that's going to help you in the long run. So the fresher who was just doing a grunt work and compiling data is not going to thrive in this AI world. It's the fresher or the analyst who has built all the right skills and the sector knowledge and the communication skill is going to thrive. So you have to work on this to stay relevant. So these were the 5 questions and I hope at least one of this question was yours. If not, drop your question in the comments below. I will try to reply. And if I can't, I will cover it in a dedicated session just like this one. So if you want that, write your question in the comments and tell me to cover in the next session. And if you found this helpful, share it with someone who is figuring out their path into equity research. And of course, if you like this video, hit like and subscribe. I will see you in the next one. Thank you.